Voice chat knows. What stock is that again? Welcome to Read the Room with Unc. What is up, everybody? It's Unc coming at you with this week's Read the Room. About a 50-50 split this week on what we got. Got a couple things on the EDU side, and I want to touch base on a couple things that I dropped in the RTL page for the people that use Thinkorswim and have the RTL system. So let's hop right into it like we do. We'll start just by saying last week, a lot of pullback on some of our plays. That's why we kind of stress taking profits. So you're not holding at these levels so that you can take advantage of these levels and play them back to a level that we were at previously. So that's why it's good to kind of have your channels on stocks and know which ones that are strictly rinse and repeat plays. So let's get into it this week. First one, we have AMRS. Let's check the note. All right, and the note this week is a nice 10% off last week's levels. The market took over like a lot of the plays. $2 sub, that should be dollar there. I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Good. $2 good sub, 2 better. Leaps, still too good to ignore. So basically saying you're good on the $2 level, you're better under the $2 level. Let's look at the chart here real quick. Flex grid, yeah, so we just kind of are basing out. Our line is still, the only two lines we have are 225, 223, and 461. Again, we got the percentage last week off the level, and it kind of just failed with the market. So technically still a higher low off 2, but total probability that this could go below 2, like it has back here. But I think the 180 level is still kind of the lowest. So I like the overall setup here. 172, sorry, would be the, 153 would be the lowest. So it's a bit of a ways down here from the 2. Even if you mid candle that'd be 175. So not necessarily that the 2 is going to hold 100%, but if it does, you'll get a quick 10% pop, I believe, back to the 225 where we started. A lot of these plays, I'm going to let the first hour or two on Monday pan out. I said it in chat, like nothing should be set up 6:30 Monday morning outside of maybe some socials or some energy plays. Next up on the list is Black Rock Coffee. Got both the coffee plays on here. Retesting the last low of 850. I don't think it stays under 9 long. Talked about this one in chat a little bit on about what happened here with the pump, about how long-term investors don't care if they're down in plays. They just wanted to make sure they got the shares. And then how the chart looks right here, holding this channel in between 850 and 10. It's a playable range, and we're kind of at the bottom of that channel. So here we are. I still have the warrant line of 1140 on there. I just like this level. Could this rotate more to the downside? Sure, but the last low is this level, so I'm going to try to play it off of that. Again, enough range back just to the 10, which is pretty much volume profile in the lower time frames. Hopping right into that next copy play is the Bros on top of the original channel. 34.12 would be a perfect higher low from here. So this one's a little more positive setup. Yes, we had this just bang and move out there. We kind of didn't get into this one until the confirmation in the mid-20s. But the original move off of the 20 test of the failure was probably the best move. Ran through this kind of channel once, and now we're confirming the top. So I'd just like to see 34 hold. Not far down to 30. This is one of those 70-90 plays I talk about where I'm 70% sure this level will hold and I'm 90% sure this level will hold. But we have range and flow that is well back into the 40s plus. For me, that's a good enough percentage trade from here. Be mindful, like we've been talking about, what stocks go with the market, and this obviously went with the CPI report on Thursday, Friday. So I'm looking for it to regain that here. Again, perfect high or low if the 3412 holds. Next up, we have CAN. Fourth tap, that should be tap, not tab, off the level 395, off our level 359, sorry. All with higher highs. ADR, Bitcoin angle, which Bitcoin ain't a good angle. ADR is a good angle, so this thing is confusing from that standpoint of catalyst. But if you look at the chart, so I'm talking about, this is our line we've had for quite some time. We actually had a lower line too. We played off on an ER dip, but this line seems to be the pivot right now. 359 is what I have, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in literally our fifth test and all higher highs. 1, 2, 3 higher highs, hopefully a fourth higher high. That's what we're looking for. So that's what the note says. That's the opportunity. That's what we want. It kind of went with the market Thursday, but this level was more respected than anything. This is if you see charts like this that dip to a support and stayed off of it, that's a real good sign. Why I'm in this play from a TA standpoint. Next up, Young Clove, perfect spot here via note. That should be note from last week. I'm gonna have to edit these. Note from last week. 220 holds look for retest. If 220 holds, look for retest of the upper. May lows are also in play because of the psych level. So let's go. God, I need to rewrite that note. So I like this perfectly off of this 218's holding here on Friday. Same thing we just seen with CAN. Not as strong as CAN. Just want to play back to that 256, and then this is what I said was in play. This 199, which was the ER May lows. So you kind of have that as your downfall. It's 10% from here, which that's always the setup I like to see form. And then maybe we can get back to the 3 as the flow suggests. Just playing a channel we're well familiar with. You can see it's what it's done before. All right, DNA. Let's see if I wrote this one horrible too. 280, top of the channel here. If this doesn't reclaim 3 quickly, I expect, that's how I talk. 250 test, leap still in play. So we're on a level is what it says. No, we're not. We're under a level, which we've come up off of this before. Kind of cheating with the 3, but it has been down here before. But it reclaims it quickly, so I need it to reclaim this 3 like right away Monday. If not, I'm looking for it to fall maybe closer to 250 because that has been a pivot before. The leaps are too good to ignore. Only stock I like that Kathy Woods plays. Sorry, Docu. DNMR, back to our $4 level. May lows were 315. I would love 350s. $4 is it. So that basically is saying that $4 is the goddamn level it trades around. This is an overreaction in the market. Look at the weekly chart in general. We do have a low back here of 315 that we do have to be mindful for, but the candles around it are more like 350, which is the area that I'm looking for. This thing will get back to 4. Professor and I talked about this AMRS, gold stock, gold, silver stocks, uranium stocks, aluminum stocks, all the stuff that actually produce something, being a little bit better than the guys that make the apps and just supply services and streaming stuff and whatever else. Actual hard supplies we talked about, which if you look at my list this week, I'm a little bit leaning that way. Gatto, let me get over the notes. Like to sell off. It likes to sell off in the AM. Nice range, back to 4s. If silver gets going, this can move faster than most. God, I'm going to rewrite these. Faster than most. 3 most recent low, 320s is what I'm looking for rinse and repeat. So let's go look at the chart. Yeah, this $3 level right here is kind of it. You can see it on this chart. Just these nice big candles the last few days I really like, with the base kind of being all similar. These percentages are playable. I mean, this is going to 360 here. You can see it on the chart. These are huge days, especially if silver gets going. This is more of a lotto pick. It's not on the hot list. It's not anywhere else. It's just the one of the silver stocks. I like the SVM. Is it SVM? Yeah, SVM would be another one. If you're familiar with it, the same thing. I just like the setup on Gato a little more. And then the one where I believe on the hot list is EXK. This one's good. It's just already in the channel for me, and I don't think we're going to get the lower ads. So we went with the old Gato, playing it back to 4, trying to get low 3s. Next up, Jivo, sub $3 ads. We just played 350 to 5 channel. This is what rinse and repeat is about. So Jivo, yeah, we just played this goddamn thing right here off this, the ER dip. If you didn't get, then we played 350. So you had the ER dip play, shout out to that. We had an RTO play, shout out to that. And now we're back here kind of on the ER lows. So I like this just back to the 350. I really think this is an overreaction. No clue why it sold off like that. We'll be mindful of the deal, and the money and stuff is a few years out, but again, they have an actual product. Deals are in place, and they actually just had another deal put in place, which I haven't read the details on yet. So outlook is real kind here. Bigger picture, you can see this has kind of been the bottom of the bottom for this stock. Next up is Kodak. Kodak 460. You can see as the ones that move up are the ones that were on the list last week. It's not in alphabetical order or anything. So Kodak 460, draw the line and see what I mean by rinse and repeat. Flow still intact to 7. This is kind of why we preach, play this level, play this style, because this professor killed this move and then it got another dollar move back here. And then we've played it back to here a few times, kind of turning support to resistance. But this is what it's about to us. These rinse and repeat plays off of safe levels you can kind of count on. So when they pop up, you can trade them over and over again, and you know the stock is going to kind of rotate around that level. So this is just the level that we previously played. Did kind of react to the market Thursday, Friday, but again, this is what you want to see. Nice wicks off your level. Could this dip below? Come Monday morning, sure. We definitely have a $4, maybe even a $3 level down here. But I'd be looking for the 4 to hold if 460 fell. Just a good opportunity. It's why we play trends and volume off of support, of course. Next up is Cold, and I ain't figured this thing out yet. It's weird. It's made a couple odd moves, but the potential is there, especially with the easy catalyst. So check futures, play sub 20 if possible for a percent. It's a percent play. Same note. Adding this moves fast. Be ready. Yeah, I think it will move on news. It definitely beat down. I mean, if you look at this weekly, this is ridiculous. It's super uber beat down. So I think you're fine adding in the teens. The lower, obviously, the better. When the natural gas prices let up, this will be a good one. This will reap the rewards of you studying it when that time comes. Next up, play. ER over. High 30s to low 40s. Keep it simple. Managed for the pop. 36.46 RTL is the lines on the chart. Somewhere in there. So sorry, it's more like 33, but 33 to 46. Yeah, like I said, you just want to kind of manage this one. You got higher lows here forming over and over again. Good market conditions, this thing will rip. It will have one of these good days. I like the percent. It should be in the 40s. Pretty simple. It's Hall of Fame play. We've been over this one many times. 438 back in play. Add closer to 4 is best. If you don't know 438, you ain't been in this room that long. But rig 438, still well above the trend line from way back. I just like it again because we're on this level. Can it go a little bit lower? Sure. Be mindful of that. This is one I wouldn't probably play Monday right out the gate. I would let it come to me. But just looking for a higher low here to continue to form. Maybe even this 417 to hold, which would give you a nice almost 10%er back to the 438. I think when the market turns, we will get going as we were making this nice move up out of ER. It literally had a super pop right before CPI cloud took over the market. So if you're familiar with rig, I'd get it back into your rotation. All right, next two kind of similar. The uranium plays UEC first on the hot list. Low fours to high fours. ER this week. Can play both sides. We actually played the ER from the 380 last time. Moved all the way into the fives. No, we didn't get all the move. At least I didn't. I think someone did. I think Cryption might have, but I did not get all of this last time. But we did play this off this 380 level. Took it overnight when that was a safe thing. Don't suggest that. 425 is the line from the chart. I would love this to pull back, even more so going in ER. I think it will be playable on either side. I don't know if it's going to run Tuesday or continue to pull back and then run Thursday, but I think we're going to end the week above 425. And UUU, basically 634 line from previous session, well respected, 8's next level. This is the one, basically the same play. It's not on the hot list. Funny, of the three, the CCJ, the other one, professor says that was best for the options. UEC is kind of best in the middle. That's why it's on the hot list, and I thought this was best from the TA side. As you can see, the line 634 holding well. Uranium gets news. I think the 8 level is easily spot to play, and it seems like we're getting that kind of rotation back into metals, materials, and hard goods now. So I like this set the best, especially off this. If you do go back to a lower level here, it's maybe at the 5, but as you can see over the last almost month, we've built nice support in the low 6s. So I kind of trust this level more than most. All right, I'm doing this on the fly, so I don't really have charts picked out. So if they're not great examples, I apologize, because I'm just going to go off the read the room list we have here. So this new column here, I dropped. We used to have what's called a Wookiee cross watch list column, which basically, if it was blue, it told you that this 9 EMA, which is blue on my screen, is above the 30 EMA, which is the pink. We call this the Wookiee cross. It likes to ride, especially for day trading. It's a good momentum way to trade. 9 EMA is well respected throughout the day. Usually 30 just gives you a nice place to have a tight stop loss. So this right here now, instead of just telling us blue above, yay, this blue line is above the red. Black would be the other way. We'll look at it real quick. Black, red line above the blue. That's what it used to tell us. Now we have 2 variables built in. I'll go back to Gatto. We have arrows and we have a D. So arrows mean above, means price is above. The first one, price is above the 9. The second one, price is above the 30. So if we go to GVO now, that's not going to be a good example. Let's go to DMR. That'll be a decent example. So if we go to DMR here, we were still blue, and it says DD, which that means I put D. We can change it if you want for dip. So that means that we're still blue, but we're below the 30, and we're below the 9, and we're below the 30. First one's a 9, second one's a 30. So this is suggesting that the price is below the 9 and the 30, but it's also the color is the 9 above the 30. So then you get variables. The only other 2 options you can get, well, I think there's more. There's probably a bunch more options. But you also get this kind of option like on Clove here. So Clove is above. It was black, so the EMAs are flipped. You can see that EMAs are flipped. We're under on the EMA. But the price is above the 9 and below the 30. So the price is above the 9 and below the 30. So I like that setup, but the other way, like DNA here. Let's see. And we're not getting the best examples pre-market. So this was blue, which means my 9 EMA is above my 30. I have a dip on the 9, but I'm above the 30. That means that's just going to, a blue D up right here just means you're between the 2 MEAs on a positive. The dip would be a little better, obviously, during the day if you can get below your EMAs and you have a positive cross. But when you learn the combinations that are best for you, this is going to be a scalping gem because it will let you know when you're having pullback across 2 EMAs that are well respected in the day trading. And why we're in that, I talked to Pops a little bit about two things, and I want to bring them here. Just kind of use this section this time as some EDU. The first one was the candle color. So a candle in general, let's use this right here. This will work fine. So this candle right here, um, a candle being red or green only means that it closed. A red candle closed lower than it opened, and a green candle closed higher than it opened. So this red candle, this line right here, and this line right here are your open and your closed line. That's all that's telling you. And the wick is the area outside of that zone. So this opened here and it closed here. This next guy, it opened on the low one and it closed here. Very tight range where it opened and closed. But the zone it traveled was much bigger. So if you were going to buy this candle right here, anywhere down here in the bottom, this candle would have been red when you bought. And I think a lot of people don't understand that or are in fear of buying red candles. Now, this is not the candle I would have bought by any means. This one over here, if you have this nice green doji with this line, you can do this right here, especially on a day trade. Real quick, dirty TA. That line, for 10 minutes, this price right here has been respected. So when it dips below, I would feel fine adding anything in here as long as we don't get below our 418. And you can see we're at 419, so it's kind of a good sign to add probably right there off the 420. 418, 419, 420. And that's kind of how you get the good entry. This candle still would have been red. If you miss this one, that's fine. You can go to the next one. Now it's 423 as your bottom. Maybe you get 425 ads. But again, that's how you get in these candles. They're usually going to be red. Most people do wait for the first green. I love dojis because literally you just had 5 minutes of trading and the price stayed committed to a certain level. So understand how candles are built and made. And then when you see a level confirming, go right here because this is more important once a level confirms. A lot of buyers and this will move up. Just a little bit of a TA that I think people don't think about. And the last thing I got for RTL users, so if you have scans in here, ones that I give you, ones that you have, let's go to, I like the inside bars probably the best. So inside bar main, very good idea to come in here. This should be on an hour chart during the day. So you have it on the hour chart during the day. You get a ton of results after hours, which you don't want. But during the day, this will be more limited, especially if you put it on a main list. And then when you come to look at nighttime or you want to look around, put it on a day chart. Because that's going to, when you're in the game, you'll be using this throughout the day. But when you're after hours, you'll start looking on this more bigger picture. So switching back and forth, your scans, time frames will really help. And if you have scans that are getting way too many results, instead of like tightening up the results, it's a little bit better to just change the time frame. And when you change the time frame, that should help refine your results for you. Same here with the rookie cross. You can go in here to the rookie cross, which is what we were just using on the 5-minute chart for a lot of our stuff. And you can switch it. Right now it's on the 5 minutes. I can put it on the hour and it will find the same setup on the bigger time frame. I can put it on the day, it will find the same setups on the day. Again, whatever one works for your style and how you trade. But be mindful that there is no golden ticket to the time frame on your scans. You kind of want to juke that to the results that you're trying to get. All right, everybody, let's have a good week. Real careful off the jump. Probably gonna have some continuation from Friday, but I think we do bounce back at some point. Be mindful we got the Feds Wednesday. Also be mindful that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to work hard. Everyone have a good week. See you in the RTL Academy. And as always, don't forget, read the room.